Here's why you play Selena, the Abyssal Witch in the mid lane. First off, Selena possesses high burst damage, allowing her to quickly eliminate squishy targets. She has great crowd control with her second skill, which can stun enemies for up to 3 seconds. Selena also has excellent mobility due to her ability to switch between forms and gain movement speed boosts. However, Selena has a high skill cap, making her difficult to master, and she relies on landing skill shots to be effective. Additionally, Selena is squishy, making her vulnerable to assassins and burst mages if caught out of position. Selena's passive, Symbiosis, buffs her depending on what her current form is. In Elven form, Selena's skills apply Abyssal Mark when they hit an enemy, which lasts for 8 seconds and stacks up to 2 times. When in Abyssal form, Selena's basic attacks become melee and deal extra magic damage. Her skills also deal bonus magic damage to enemies with Abyssal Mark, reducing their mark stacks. This bonus damage is increased significantly against creeps. Selena's first skill, Abyssal Trap, summons an Abyssal Devil that lurks underground. If an enemy comes near, it attaches to them, slowing them and dealing magic damage when it explodes. The more Abyssal Devils attach to an enemy, the more damage they take. This skill is great for zoning and setting traps around objectives. Selena's second skill, Abyssal Arrow, fires a wrath in a straight line. The farther it travels, the longer the stun duration and the more damage it deals when it hits an enemy. If it passes over an Abyssal Trap, the trap will be attached to the stunned enemy, dealing additional damage. This is Selena's main crowd control tool and sets her up for burst combos. Selena's ultimate, Primal Darkness, allows her to switch into Abyssal form, giving her a short speed boost and resetting the cooldown of her demon form skills. It enables her to switch between her ranged and melee forms, giving her the versatility to adapt during fights. In Abyssal form, Selena's first skill, Soul Eater, empowers her next basic attack to deal additional magic damage and grants her a shield. If this attack detonates an Abyssal Mark, the cooldown of Garrote will reset, allowing her to chain her abilities for more damage. Selena's second skill in Abyssal form, Garrote, makes her charge forward, dealing magic damage to enemies in her path. If she hits a target with an Abyssal Mark, the skill's cooldown will reset, letting her dash again. This skill provides excellent mobility and is key to chasing or escaping. A basic skill combo for Selena is to start in Elven form by placing skill 1 strategically, then hit the enemy with skill 2, 1 stun, immediately switch to Abyssal form using your ultimate and use skill 2 followed by skill 1 to deal burst damage and close in. Detonate Abyssal Marks for maximum damage and if needed, dash away with skill 2. Moving on to builds, I usually go Magic Shoes, Enchanted Talisman, Starlium Scythe, Genius Wand, Divine Glaive, and Wishing Lantern. These are the emblems that go along with this build, though I recommend that you change your build to counter the enemy picks and not rely on a pre-built one. Flame Shot is an excellent spell from Selena, giving her extra poke from a distance and helping secure kills when enemies are low. Alternatively, Flicker offers more mobility, allowing her to reposition or escape when necessary. Selena excels against squishy heroes with poor mobility or those who rely heavily on positioning like marksmen or mages. However, she struggles against tanky heroes or those with high mobility and burst damage like Ling or Gushen, who can avoid her skill shots and punish her lack of sustain. You should max out first skill first for better damage and zoning, and upgrade second skill for longer stuns. As for Selena, her ultimate is not that important. To play Selena effectively, you need to master the use of her 2 forms. Start in Elven form to poke from a distance and set up traps around objectives like buffs or the turtle. When fighting, hit the enemy with Abyssal Arrow from a distance and follow up with Abyssal Trap for extra damage. After stunning the enemy, quickly switch to Abyssal form and use Soul Eater and Garrote to burst them down and reset your dashes. Always place traps in key areas such as bushes or pathways to control the map. Selena's a snowball hero, so be aggressive early on to secure kills and gain an advantage. However, be cautious in the late game as the damage falls off if you cannot land her combos correctly. Patience and positioning are key to maximizing her potential.